our former president of Branch 2184, Paul Diebolt, come give us a few words.
Okay. First off, maybe a little naughty joke. So, Supervisor Jack heard that one of his letter carriers was having an affair with his wife. And then one day that letter carrier, Joe, called in sick. So Supervisor Jack thought, here's my opportunity to catch him. So he rushed home and he busted in the house and he saw a carrier walking off the porch down the street. He was full of adrenaline and anger. He picked up the dryer, threw it out the window, and hit the letter carrier. Next thing he knew, he's standing in front of St. Peter at the pearly gates. St. Peter says, what are you doing here? And he explains what happened. And St. Peter goes, well, sorry, but you have to go to the other place. So a little while later, another person comes up in line, and St. Peter says, what are you doing here? And he says, well, I'm a letter carrier, and I was just walking down the street, and this dryer hit me, and next thing you know, here I am. And St. Peter says, well, you've lived a good life, you're a good letter carrier, come on in. So the next guy in line steps up and Peter says, what are you doing here? And he says, well, I was hiding in a dryer. So that was a little padding. Brother Walt said I could take a few extra minutes. Nobody's talked much about the history of the NALC, and you see some of that on display there. Branch 2184 was one of the first locals, along with New York Branch 36, that went out on strike in 1970. Before then, what we always said was, in order to get wage increases or benefit changes, we had to beg Congress. After the strike in 1970, we were able to negotiate collectively. Joe could probably tell you for a long time, he could take a long time and explain all of that. Most people don't know Joe was around when the Branch 2184 was first formed. And what year was that, Joe? Yeah. Anyway, my personal story is, he wrote the letter for the charter, he said. My personal story is my first day working at the Postal Service was the first day of the first negotiated contract that was ratified by the memberships. One person, one vote. When I started in Romulus, there were 14 city routes, and most of those carriers worked 2 jobs in order to provide for their families. Having started on that first day of that contract, I benefited from the courage and the solidarity of our brothers and sisters. I spent my 34-year career working for a decent wage. And I'm 17 years into my retirement, a very comfortable retirement, thanks to what those members before us did. So I'd like to congratulate the membership, all of us, on our 100th year anniversary. And I'd like to say that I'm confident that some of the problems we face with the new administration coming in, some of the attacks I'm sure they're planning for the Postal Service, under Brother Walt's leadership and the membership, I'm sure you'll work together to withstand those attacks. So I'd like to just say congratulations to all of us on our anniversary, and God bless the members of Branch 2184 and their families. Thank you.